Hello, I'm Benjamin Bastian. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the case Benny and the Jets, which is case 3-6, but a little joke to get us started. Since we're talking about fraud, it'd be good to do a fraud joke. So you got two guys in a boardroom, and one of the lower guys says, "We can't compete on price. We also can't compete on quality, features, or service." And then the head guy says, "That leaves fraud, which I'd like you to call marketing." Now, that may be a little far-fetched, but it does demonstrate the idea of fraud and kind of how stupid and ridiculous it is. So the case. So Benny works for Jet Energy Company. He just started there a couple years ago, and the company is only allowed 12.5% rate of return on operating income. Well, Benny discovers that there are entries that are being made that have reclassification issues. So some of the entries that should have been booked back to accounts that would have been included in operating income are not. So premiums booked to an electricity business expense are getting paid back in rebates, but they aren't being booked correctly. And, Benny, being new, has been silent about this for a couple of years. So the first question, what process would you recommend to Benny Gordon for following and bringing his concerns out in the open? So, based on Chapter 3 lecture that I watched, Benny should first talk with his family and then voice his concerns to Sarah, the controller, who is a level up from him. If nothing is done about this, he should then go to Joan, who is the chief compliance officer. She should take care of the issue since she is in charge of compliance. However, if that doesn't work, then he should go to management and then eventually go outside of the companies to something like the North Carolina Utilities Commission. So it definitely includes whistleblowing, if necessary. If for whatever reason it was a mistake for some odd reason, then it would be taken care of. But it appears to be fraud, so if necessary, he should definitely whistleblow. So the next question says, assume you're Benny's best friends and he asks you for advice. So the plan of action for him to follow. He should act with integrity and honestly with stakeholders, which some of the stakeholders are the 7 million electricity users. Their rates are being charged higher because of this, and they should be paying less. So he needs to make sure that he is above it and beyond everything else, that these people are not getting cheated. He should also go to the people above him, like I mentioned in the prior slide, and if at all possible, try and do it anonymously. And as he's going through this, there's going to be reasons and rationalizations, and so he's going to have to counter them. So some of the rationalizations might be the rebates aren't part of operating revenue, or we don't get paid enough, we have to meet earnings goals. And so something that you could say to this is that the rebates would contribute to operating income if they weren't expensed first and then refunded. And for the other one, they're both about money and earnings. So really, being an accountant is about having integrity. And so it's not about the pay. It's about being honest with yourself, and with others. Finally, how can he influence others that might disagree? And, in the codes of conduct, it is an accountant's obligation and duty to report fraud. And so even though others may disagree with him, he can tell them and show them, look, this is an accountant's duty, and I have to report this fraud, and it needs to be taken care of. And he should, and my final advice to him would be to definitely report the fraud and get it taken care of. And if no one is willing to do anything and he's gone both inside and outside the company and it just isn't taken care of, he should leave. And that covers those questions. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.